Hello, I'm Lloyd. This is the Dressing Gown Diary and it's a special summer version. It's the end of the summer. I'm here in short sleeves and polo. I also have a special guest. I have the Managing Director of the Forum Limited, Hayden Smith.
Yes, TA, pleasure.
Good to see you. So, as we've got someone from our colonial cousins here, I think it's only pertinent we ask questions about the state of the Southern Hemisphere rugby, given that the Championship is on. So, Hayden, how do you think the refereeing is going at the moment? 2 games into the series.
Well, I think there's been some errors going both ways across the board, but nothing that you don't see every other year, really, to be honest.
Is there the same frustration in the Southern Hemisphere about the interpretations of the scrum?
I think the new what's the call order now?
The new engage call, and they have
where
to be touching.
Basically there's no hit anymore. I mean, it does seem bizarre. One thing I do think is a particularly good innovation, though, is to get the halfbacks putting the ball in straight for a change, and here's hoping that'll take off some of the pressure, and hopefully we'll have less collapses. Now,
in terms of New Zealand, I see that they're trying a few new faces. You had a new number 10. Is this because Dan Carter's perhaps coming down to his last legs, or
he has been noted by Steve Hansen, Shag, as what's known as a red flag athlete who's vulnerable to injuries these days. So I mean, we just had a crazy occasion where second and third choice first fives were also injured. So Tom Taylor stepped in last weekend against the Aussies. By all accounts, did a good job.
Are you surprised at how easily you dispatched the Australians after the fight they put up against the Lions over the series?
I thought they were, to be honest, I thought Australia were especially poor in both games against New Zealand. I thought the number of schoolboy errors they were making was the sort of thing you shouldn't be seeing at Test rugby. Quite simply, I counted 5 of the 6 tries the All Blacks scored in the first game were purely off individual errors by Australians. You had the likes of O'Connor coming willy-nilly off his line. You had Jesse Mogg jumping up, not touching anyone, charge downs. I mean, the sort of things that really shouldn't be happening at this level, and maybe that scoreline flattered the All Blacks a little bit.
Now, talking of Australia, I note that Mr. Chairman has been somewhat quiet. Is there a reason for that he's had no raw action recently?
No idea about the raw. I'm sure the punters are waiting for the next instalment.
Because certainly, for those Dressing Gown Diary fans out there, this is the associate partner we have in Australia who provides views and feedback on Southern Hemisphere rugby. But obviously we're privileged to have the managing director here.
Check him out. It's Cam Avery on theraw.com.au from time to time.
As we know, I have to say this isn't a post. We're not publicly promoting any other websites, but this one certainly does warrant a push. Now, last question for you, Hayden. Do you think Argentina are going to struggle in the way that Italy did when they first joined, and the step up of standard?
I think that probably is the reality for a good number of years. They simply they still are a long way away, and I can't see them doing much more than pushing the other teams close when they're playing at home.
As happened last weekend.
For quite some time, yeah, but they're going to continue to battle on the road, I think.
Well, Hayden, I'd like to thank you on behalf of all the fans out there from the Dressing Gown Diary. For the moment, we're going to put it to bed until we wake up for the autumn series, when I'll be covering week in, week out, the preview and the review show. But for now, I'd like to thank Hayden. It's been a pleasure, and we'll catch you all in the autumn. Thanks very much. Cheers, Hayden.
Thanks very much.